Hey, hey, what's up? What's up? It's Cheryl with Cheryl's Talk and Cheryl's Network Live, Lady Boss Boomer, back again. It's been an exciting day, and I have a guest that I'm going to interview today. If she jumps on here, we'll see if she gets here. If not, we might have to run over to another spot. You never know with this Facebook. So here at Cheryl's Network Live and Cheryl Talk, I do episodes, stories, bringing you tips, value, stories of people's real life, of people's life where they've made some amazing changes to be able to move forward. People's life of health struggles and people's life of financial struggles. We really talk about it all here at Cheryl's Network Live, here on my Facebook page, and then over on my Instagram at Lady Boss Boomers is where you can find me on Instagram. Love you to go over there and like me. And so, hello. Let me see, how am I going to add you here? So click something so I can add you there, Evelyn. Let me see if that will be. Yes, there it is. Add. That should do it. This technology blows me away sometimes. So let's see. There you are. You're sideways.
Oh, okay.
So you got to go that way. All righty. How are you?
That is great.
Oh,
Yeah,
awesome.
I am doing fantastic.
Well,
let me just adjust the camera here.
Okay, go ahead. It's so great to see you. So great to have you. So,
Yes,
yeah.
good to see you too.
So how's the weather in Toronto? Because that's where you're coming in from, right?
Yes, weather is nice. We're having some nice sunshine,
Oh,
and
good.
the summer has really started. So it is awesome here. We've had some nice weather.
Well, here in Vegas, we've had summer forever. It never quits.
Yeah, I know.
That's what
Kidding.
it's like. You know, last night I was out having my treat and I met this couple from Florida, and they were talking about how the weather here, like in Vegas, when it's even 115, is nothing to them because there's no humidity.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's true.
that is. Yeah,
It's
it's like that
true.
in Canada here too. We have in BC, there is very little humidity, whereas here in Ontario, where I am, we have a lot of humidity.
Uh,
So the summers and the winters are quite different, even though temperatures might be the same.
yes, yeah, very true. Well, anyway, so Miss Evelyn, I wanted to really get you on the show today and talk about some stuff that you've changed in your life. And you know, we have a lot of women that we meet that go through similar challenges. And I just thought that your story could be very helpful to thousands, probably, other women that have similar challenges. And so just tell us about you. Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, definitely. Well, first of all, thank you absolutely, Cheryl, for having me here today and giving me a chance to share my story with your viewers and with the people that love and follow you just like I do. A
Thank
huge
you.
admirer and follow all of your stuff. So thank you very much for that, first of all. And well, my story, I want to start and give you a little bit of a background.
Mm.
I am born and raised in Germany. So when I was growing up, my background was quite traditional. My parents were instilling me the goal is to get an education, get a good job, stay in a solid company. You get the pension plan, you get the benefits, you work there for your whole life. And then when you get older and you retire, then
Mm-hmm.
you can enjoy your life. And the people that are on here with us today, can you relate to that? If you can relate to those kind of stories, put a one in the comments for us, right, Cheryl? Is this something that you
Right.
must have heard too, right?
Absolutely, Evelyn. Absolutely. I'm going to just share this
Yeah.
out a little bit if I
Yep.
could.
So while you do that, I'm going to continue telling
Yes,
my story
continue.
here. So, and that's what I did. I really did that. I got the education, I got my diploma, I was working, and to actually to the point where when I had my kids, I have two wonderful boys. When I had them, the first time I was pregnant, I only got 3 months off.
Hmm.
3 months.
Yeah.
That was it. And I had to go back to work. The second time I was a little bit luckier. I had 9 months off because I was back in Germany then. But just to say that I was working, I was doing everything that my parents had told me, right? And I realized after a little while, well, there were a couple of flaws in this stuff that my parents had told me and what they had instilled in me when I was growing up. First of all, job security. Like my dad was so strong and that's like, yeah, you job security, you get in with a good company and you're safe and you're secure. Well, by the time I joined the job market, there was no such thing. It was not there anymore. Job security was, yeah, if they needed you, great. If they didn't care about you or your family or that you had kids to raise. It's just, okay, well, sorry, we got to cut back. So we got to let you go.
Yeah,
right? That
that's
happened.
right.
Second of all, benefits or pensions. Yeah, that was out the door too. Because how many companies nowadays offer benefits, health benefits, or have a pension plan for their employees?
Not many.
So the security idea of it was gone too. Can you guys relate to that? Let's put a 2 in the comments if you can relate to that, right? And then pay raises. Yeah, you get pay raises, right? Well, how much of a pay raise do you get nowadays? Absolutely ridiculous. I remember one time my pay raise actually made me jump in a different tax bracket. So after my pay raise, I was making less money than I was making before the pay raise I got. So, but that's a side note. So pay raises, not really a thing. So there are flaws with this. And the biggest one, my dad was always telling me, you know, you can do all these things. He had such big goals and dreams. I can do this. When I retire, I will go traveling. When I retire, I'll come and visit you in Canada. When I retire, Mom and I were going to go on this cruise. Well, the big flaw happened the day that my dad had to stop working. He didn't even make it to retirement because he got sick and he passed away only a few years after that. So no retirement. And that was such a huge wake-up call for me, Sherial. It was just like something that shook me to my core because my dad, he was my hero. He was like, I was his princess and he definitely was my knight in shining armor. So I knew that I had to do something differently, right? I had to, because I couldn't go by the premises of the things that I learned when I grew up. I had to take matters in my own hands and make options for me. And for me, it's all about having options and opportunities. That's things that I am really, really strong on. And I really, really believe it. So the dreams that I had, the cruises, the time that I wanted to spend with my kids, the travel, what I wanted to do, what I wanted to experience in life, I realized I had 3 options. Oh, sorry, I have something in my eye. Excuse me here.
No problem.
I had 3 options. Either I forget about my dreams and stick with the 9-to-5 job and just do like so many people are doing and just put those dreams off. Or I could, well, and obviously, once you have a dream, once you have something in your heart, once something is calling you at your heartstrings, you guys must know it. It's really tough to put that aside and to completely, right?
It just eats at you. It's like,
I gotta do this. I gotta have this option. So that was not something that I was willing to do. I didn't want to put my dreams aside. And putting them off until later, I knew from my dad's experience that was not going to work either. So I knew that I had to create options and opportunities for myself. Can you guys relate to that? Some of you have those kind of tugs at your heart that you know that you're meant to do something different than just what you're learning to do. Well,
give us a thumbs up if you can relate, you guys. Come on. Give us some thumbs up.
Give us a thumbs up or a heart if you can relate to that. Let us know if that speaks to you too, if this is something that you guys do. So for me, I was fortunate that I was exposed to a network marketing company when I was actually fairly young. But I loved the concept of it. I loved and understood the idea of the residual income and like really knowing that that's where it is. I'd rather have 10% of 100 people's effort than 100% of my own, right? I absolutely got that and all the benefits of it. And it took me a while to really get my groove and to find the company that I wanted to work with. But for me, that was such a huge thing. It was knowing that I have the opportunity now to create options and opportunities, not only for me, but for the people that I choose to either present the product to, because I give them the option of feeling better, having a better health, or the people that decide to join me in business, to give them the chance to make a difference in their life too.
Yes. Yeah. Don't you think it always makes sense for good people to just meet on the same level?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, absolutely does. And Sherial, I would love to share with the people that are watching us here, and the ones that are watching the replay, if you're watching replay, put replay in the comments so we know and we can get back to you and make sure that we answer your questions that you might have. Put them in there. Let's get a dialogue going. If you can relate to this or you're interested in finding out more, put some comments in there and we will get back to you. But what I would like to share with the people as well is 3 tips on how you can increase your chances to succeed if you have that calling and you decide to start a network marketing business. Is it okay with you, Sherial, if I share those tips? Awesome. So the first one is, once you have that desire and you know that you're meant to do something different, you want to explore some options, I would recommend that you take a little bit of time and figure out what is it that you're passionate about. Do you agree, Sherial, that it makes a huge difference if you align yourself with something that you're passionate about?
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
So, and give it some thought, right? Not, I'm going to use an example here. If you're a person that is allergic to coffee, right? You cannot drink coffee. Absolutely not. Well, to choose a business that their only product is coffee would probably not make that much sense, right? So, and people will tell you, oh, you can talk about other people's experience. Yes, you can. But if you're not passionate about it, if this is not something that you can share and experience from your own heart, then it doesn't have the same effect. So that's the first thing, definitely. Find something that you're passionate about, or something even that you are struggling with and that you found a solution. If you're struggling with weight loss and you found something that really works, well, that's something that you can talk about and that you can share with people. Or if you love to travel, right? And you found a way that people can travel for less money. Well, that's something that you're passionate about and worth sharing. So that's the first thing. Be passionate. The second one is do your homework. Like, take a little bit of time and make sure that you check out the company. Have a conversation with leaders in the company that you're looking to join. Like, who is the team that you're joining? And I know the money is not everything, but the money is definitely important.
Absolutely.
Talk about the compensation plan. How are you going to get paid? How is it structured? Just understand a little bit about it. You don't have to educate and dissect it completely, because that doesn't make sense. But just make sure that it aligns with what your needs are, right? That it makes sense to you. And the third one, which was a huge one for me and a big lesson, Sherial, that I had to learn, was how do they market their products? I love getting together with people, but for me, it was really not an option to join a company where home parties was the only way that I could promote my business.
No.
That was just not me. And I completely understand people are different, right? Different people want different things. If that's something that you love, absolutely go for it. Go for it. But if it is not, make sure that you're aware of how they are marketing their product. So that's the second tip. So doing your homework. And the third one, that one, ladies and gentlemen, is be coachable. Be coachable.
It's a big one.
If you're aligning yourself with something, right, Sherial, is that something for you too, right?
It's huge.
It
makes it or breaks it. It really does.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really does. Because if you're not coachable, you'll never succeed.
Yeah, exactly. And if you align yourself with somebody and the person has a proven track record
Mm,
and is succeeding in the business, well, you already know that the business works, right?
yes.
Because there's people that are having success with it.
Hmm.
The person is doing something good, and align yourself with them. You chose them to align yourself with them, follow their steps, take their guidance, be coachable, and let them show the groove, especially in the beginning until you get more experience
Hmm.
and until you get more confidence in yourself. So those are my 3 tips on 3 ways to
Well,
increase your chances to succeed.
well, that's awesome, Evelyn. Those are great, great tips. And, just to add a little bit to that, regardless of, when you start out, you absolutely need a coach, but you always need coaches and mentors, because what happens is you get to different levels of where you are in your personal development and your life and your business, and you need to hire a coach up, always going up. So it's a great, great, those are 3 great, great tips. So thank you so much for joining them. And
Yes.
so, Evelyn, so many women, it's really scary for women to jump into a online direct sales, network marketing, whatever we want to call it. It's all the same thing. Type of business. It's really fearful. What do you think they could do about to remove that fear?
I would say one of the biggest things for me was to have open and honest conversations with people that are succeeding in what you're trying to do.
Excellent. That's a very
And
good tip.
get some feedback from the people that are in the company. Reach out to your upline's upline, even if you have to, right? The person that
Always,
you're
yeah.
talking with,
Hmm.
right? Reach out to them and have some honest conversations
Hmm.
with them and look at some of the stats, right?
Hmm.
Don't use Google as, I know Google is your best friend, but when it comes to research on a specific company,
uh,
don't use Google to do the research. Really use some
that's where you
reliable
find the dirt.
information.
Is Google is where the dirt
Yeah,
is.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And let's be honest, if you want to find dirt on something or if you want to create
Mm,
some drama, you can always find it. But
yeah.
get some reputable resources and do your research.
Absolutely.
And
Great idea. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So, well, it's been great chatting with you today, Evelyn. And so we do interviews all the time here on my show, and I'm always very honored to have women like yourself that have really, taken this step, and you've left corporate America and you're building your online business. And it's not only that people have to build online, they can do it any way that they want. Wouldn't you agree?
mhm.
I mean,
Oh
who
yeah,
who wants
definitely.
home parties? I don't. You don't, but some
Mhm.
people like
No,
home parties. Like this morning I went
some people
to,
do.
yeah, some people do. And if it works for you, great. Do what works for you. But make sure that you step out and do it. This morning I went to a networking event. Now I haven't done that in a long time. Went to a BNI
Awesome.
event. And because it's always, even though you're building full time really online like I am and you are, Evelyn, it's great to get out into our community and to be
Hmm.
known in our community. You can be famous online, but you got to know people in your community as well, because
Yeah.
it's just makes perfect sense. Yeah. So,
Hmm.
what would you like to
Absolutely.
leave our audience with today?
What I would like to leave your audience with today is definitely that if you have ever thought that there is more out there and that you would like to create options and opportunities for your family that you don't see being able to achieve with what you're currently doing, take a look at what we are doing and make an educated decision. It might or might not be for you, but
Huh?
if you take a look, you can make an educated decision.
Mm-hmm.
And that is all that I always ask people to do.
Knowledge and good information it's never a disadvantage.
Exactly.
Yes. So thank you so much for joining me here. And if you guys would be so kind as to share this out, if you know people that could resonate and benefit from this topic that Evelyn and I have shared with you today, please share it out with your friends. I'll give you shout outs on my next live for doing that. And if you want to contact Evelyn or myself, you can just find us here online, private message us, either one, and we will get back to you within an hour, usually. Wouldn't you say, Evelyn?
Yeah,
We're big on
absolutely.
follow-up, big on follow-up. All right, you guys have a fabulous day. Thanks so much, Evelyn, for joining me
Thank
here
you.
at Sheryl's Network Live. Lady Boss Boomer, go find me on Instagram. We're having a lot of fun on Instagram. Loving it. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.